Thank you so much for staying with us. You're still watching your favorite breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, right here on TVC. And right about now, we're about to have a very interesting conversation. I have with me Peace Eze. Now, she's also known as the excellent educator. She is a seasoned educator and educational psychologist with a passion for promoting quality education. Today, we're discussing reimagining quality education, of course, in Nigeria. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria.
Thank you so much.
Definitely amazing having you here.
My pleasure.
And of course, I was talking with you earlier. I mean, just get a little background of what you do, how you got into it, and all of that. So let's talk about, I mean, you refer to yourself, or people refer to you as the excellent educator. Where did that come from?
Okay, thank you so much. So that started because, so right from university, I just hated the fact that, you know, people will go to the classroom. I mean, I'm talking about learners now, and then after they're unable to even do assignments themselves because they can't reproduce what they have learned. And this made me to begin to study more, and then I realized that, you know, over time people learn differently. And it's an error for a teacher to have one style of teaching. So the different learners you have in your class will determine the teaching styles that you would apply. So that started because I was very keen on ensuring that the education delivered was excellent enough to really produce excellent people.
Yes.
So
Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense, because if you look at the educational system in Nigeria, a lot of times, I mean, even from childhood, especially from childhood, right? Just as you said, right? I mean, you go to a secondary school class or a primary school class, and then you see like 50 students in a class, right? And the teacher is literally teaching one way. And you see that the ones that keep on staying first in class, keep on staying first in class, and the ones at the back of the class are just, they just believe, okay, fine, those set of people are, I mean, for lack of another expression, dull, and then the ones that are doing well, not knowing that the style of teaching actually matters a lot. Because I would say, I think eventually I also learned that I was more of an audio learner than auditory, right? Than all of that. So now, doing that research that you did and then finding this out. So now, how have you decided to better this situation?
Okay, so after that, I went ahead to begin to train teachers. Have trained over 200 teachers. There's usually an event I organize every year. It's called Educators Dialogue, and what we do basically is just to, you know, we gather stakeholders in education, and then we look at where we are currently and then consider the way forward. So seeing that we have different kinds of people, we need to also have diverse means to deliver to them. So looking at the global landscape as well, trying to bring in initiatives from different countries. What is happening in Finland? What is happening in Rwanda? What are they practicing currently that we can begin to practice? I do know that sometimes we have a curriculum limitation, but however, I believe that as teachers, we should be able to incorporate and integrate different things that will just help the learners in front of us, just so that we're able to, you know, churn out quality students at the end of the day. Because, you know, we say that they're the future of tomorrow. But if the people that we call, you know, the leaders and the future are not even able to present something quality to the future that we are taking them to, then it boils down to what is being done in the classroom. So from primary to secondary to tertiary level, we need to just ensure that we are filling in that gap that is currently seen and obvious to the world, so that, you know, at the end of the day, our students can stand, you know, head tall with other people, counterparts from different parts of the world, because we have given them what they need from the classroom. Okay,
that actually sounds really brilliant. So now let's talk about, I mean, you say you train people. So
yes,
do you do it as an individual? Is there a firm behind you and all of that? And also, are you qualified to actually do this?
Yes, okay. So I started my first degree in educational management. I went ahead to have my master's at Unilag in educational management as well. I've taken other courses. I have a diploma in educational psychology and other courses that have helped me to become a learning experience designer, because teaching is different from learning experience, because an experience is created for these people. So I've done all of that, and then I went ahead to found a company called Higher Fit Nigeria. It is through this company that I have been able to work with different kinds of learners, special needs learners that we have, also train these teachers across Nigeria through the Educators Dialogue that I talked about, and through the forum called Excellent Educators Hub, where we meet virtually, you know, to just engage ourselves, and just when something new is coming up, we're like, oh, I mean, digital literacy, whatever it is, we just come up there and then we talk about it, just so we're really prepared.
So over the years you've done this, what would you say is the most prevalent challenge you face as an education's
Okay.
and as an educator?
Yes, I would say that the major challenge I face would be teachers complaining that they don't get what they need from school management.
Resource-wise.
Yes,
right?
resource-wise, and yes, that resource, that support, that should help them. So, you know, they've seen something and they want to practice it in their classroom. They don't have the resources. And, you know, it's not all the time that these teachers can fund these things themselves, right? So they need the schools to empower them with those tools and the resources so that they can implement these things that they have seen, just for the betterment of the student. The restriction I talked about in curriculum, but luckily, I think it's a beautiful thing. 31st of August, just a few days back, I heard that a new curriculum is going to be unveiled, and I was excited about that. We're looking forward to that. At least one of the things that I heard about that was that, you know, we're going to be reducing the workload of the students such that we don't have to be taking 15 subjects any longer. And then at the end of the day, maybe they are failing so many and just passing one. You understand? So the curriculum should just have a little bit of twist to, you know, incorporate skills that are in demand today. I mean, we need to teach students to have communication skills. They should be able to face the crowd. You know, funny thing, I heard, okay, so we organized a program, and then after the 3-month program, I was trying to link up these people. These are graduates, linking them up with employers. And at the interview with this young man, he was being asked about teamwork, and the next thing he said was like, you know, I don't like anybody stressing me. I like to do my thing. And I'm like, how do you say that at an interview? So I found out that, you know, beyond teaching the find X, we need to teach the application of X across all fields and industries. So it's something that we need to just become intentional with. So every subject and everything that we have in the syllabus must be applicable to real life. So it's just something that we must do.
Absolutely, because I mean, since I was young, we're finding X, but I've not in real life, I've not found that X.
Right.
So it's actually I think what you're doing is actually very brilliant and it's very important. Also considering the fact that even now in our lives, right, with the advent of social media, with the advent of the internet, we literally now have trainers popping up here and there. Everybody, once you do something for a period of time, can be 3 months, 6 months, everybody buy my course, everybody's training. So now, what do you actually have to say about that? I mean, I love the fact that people see the need to pass on their knowledge, but then again, just random people doing that. Would you say they should get trained, or what do you have to say about that?
Yes, I would say that they should get trained. You know, I talked about being a learning experience designer. I really think that learning or teaching is not a one-size-fits-all approach. So you can't just come in and say, oh, because I know this, I'll be able to pass it down. So there are techniques to passing it down to the different kinds of people you have as your audience. So you need to study the audience. You need to know the kind of people you have available. I personally am a visual learner. So I may struggle with listening to you all day, but introduce videos, introduce pictures, introduce, and there's some people that those may not work for them. They want it to be, they're tactile learners. They want to be able to touch. And that's why you have some children, you know, you're teaching early school and you're like, this child is not listening. This child wants to touch things. He wants to feel them. Exactly. So you need to really learn what it takes to teach different kinds of audience so that you're able to, you know, when you prepare your course, it's really hitting them and you're doing what you want it to do at the end of the day. Because the reason you can say that you've created an effective course is because it had an effect in those people. So, and that would only happen when you understand the kind of people that you have as audience.
I think you're really, really smart because you're actually just standing right there. It's just all the trainers just come to you. I didn't even know that you're catching up. So now I would love to know the response. Like people, so far you go, you talk to people about this. Okay, I mean, I'll definitely love to have a conversation with you about, I mean, the returns of all of what you do. But then again, we're actually short on time. So we'll continue this conversation, but behind the scenes, all right? Thank you so much for actually being here with us. It was amazing talking to you.
Thank you so much.
All right, you actually heard it here. So if you're a trainer, make sure you actually come and get trained on that course before you destroy people's futures. Anyways, we're still here on Wake Up Nigeria. We're going on a quick break now. When we come back, there's still so much more happening right here. Stay with us.